Hey, my name's Gregor and Jack has asked me to pull together a short video talking about how you keep the special sauce in marketing, which is a big challenge for marketeers today for reasons which I'll explain in a second. First of all, a little bit of background behind me. I started my career at Procter & Gamble, which is big business, big budget, big bureaucracy, pretty dull, but amazing for helping you understand the sort of theory behind great marketing. And then 6 years ago I started my own business, which is Morph Suits, which are all these bad boys here, and I've been doing that happily ever since. However, we live in a very different world of marketing. Morph Suits is all about guerrilla, quick, shoestring budgets, trying to stay on strategy, but having a lot of fun whilst we do it. Now, I'll talk through some principles and how we stay on point with that. But first of all, the good news is, as marketeers, it has never been easier for us to be good at marketing in one respect, and that is the onset of data. My favorite example of this is Google. Google search, they bring up their search results in a blue. They tested 40 different types of blue Pantone, and the one that was best created a very, very, very small fraction of actions more than the second best. But this resulted in $200 million worth of turnover more for Google, which just, hopefully as you agree, highlights the power of data. In the past that would have been made on someone's gut. Now you've got data dictating you. However, many marketeers are drowning in data, but they're starved of knowledge and understanding. And that is where, you know, they can come at marketing with a sort of accountant's approach and take out all the fun and emotion, the special sauce out of it. And so how do you stay on point? Well, first of all, you start with the who. Who are you selling to? You need to know them intimately. And this is the same now as it was 200 years ago when we were first getting our heads around marketing. I've sent over like one pager of Aussie Hair Care, which is a brand I worked for in the UK a while back, where we have like just all this data. You know, the basics are socio-demographic, but you need to know what magazines they read, what TV shows they watch, what websites they go to, what they have in their coffee. It has never been easier for us to understand our consumer, both from data online, but also lots of easy research techniques, as well as just going and standing on the street, which is something that I do quite a lot with an iPad and my website, and I say, what do you think of this, in return for some of the costumes that you see behind me usually. Oh, sorry, a message just came up, no joke. The perils of a one-take video. Okay, so know your consumer. Actually, another thing on that, we've been in meetings before where we have like cardboard cutouts of what we think this core consumer, who we think we can get most value from and give most to, who they are, and we actually talk to them in meetings, which is sort of the more ethereal, cheesy world of marketing, but I encourage you to have a lash at it. So that is the who. First step, who. Who are you talking to? The consumer is boss. Second, what are you selling to them? Now this is where the real emotion comes in, because when you add value to a business, it is when you move away from the functional world of the product or service that you are delivering and into the emotional world. To take my business, for example, I am one of 1,000 or so costume manufacturers in the world, and the big difference between me and them is that I come at it from a slightly more cerebral, strategic approach, and I've deconstructed it, having spoken to my consumer at length, and I understand that what they are looking for is impact. They want to be the person that rocks up at the party, gets more attention and has more fun, and hopefully is either laid or legendary, basically. Don't know what time it is with you guys at the moment, apologies if that's a bit crude, but that is what these things are, basically. And as a result, everything that I do is about helping people to get laid or be legendary. But you know, so the quality has to be a certain level so it doesn't fall to bits. They have to be a little bit different, they have to add a little bit more value, sometimes have a bit more personalization. Look at Apple versus Samsung, Mercedes versus Daihatsu. The world is rife with examples of this. However, I've sent two videos to Jack, which are my favorites. One is Gillette, Father and Son, which is like a gifting commercial, horrendous, and one that I was involved in, I'm ashamed to say. And the other is New Zealand Telecom, which is the most beautiful, emotive bit of marketing that I've seen for a long time. So have a look at those two if you get a second. And then once you've done that, you've got to think of how you communicate with your who. And we are awash with options for that. There have never been so many options for us to engage with our consumers, and you need to be laser focused. A lot of this comes down to the size of the budget you have. More and more budget is going on digital, and for me it sort of flatters to deceive, but a lot of the time it's just finding that one or two things, going back to knowing your consumer really well, knowing where you find them, could be through partnerships and things like that. And that is pretty much it. I've sent over some videos which I think you should play, which will hopefully make a lot of this one take drivel sound a bit more sensible. But yeah, if you focus in on who, what, how, you'll be in a pretty good place. I hope you have a very good day. Bye.